Guys, as you already know, I am not able to come in today for first and second period because of a last minute PD. However, it does not mean that learning cannot commence, and it shall. So here's what the game plan is. You have a video that you're watching now that will serve as our lecture portion, and I'll explain the expectations that I have for you and what I want you to do, and you'll complete that work. Pretty simple, right? So I still expect you to do what you need to do, regardless of me not being there, and I trust that you will. So let's get it. So we know mood deals with how the reader feels from reading a piece of writing. Mood deals with the heart. And tone is the author's attitude toward the writing. So, what he actually writes. I think we got that pretty much down packed. So I'm not really worried in regards to that for you guys. So before you get back into Telltale Heart, I want you to think about these three things. What do we know so far about the narrator? What have we noticed in regards to tone and mood? And how does Edgar Allan Poe create the scene and depiction of the narrator without explicitly stating descriptions? For instance, we know that the narrator's a bit off and that he's not all there probably in the head. And we have several tones that have been created within this story. Cool. But how is it that Edgar Allan Poe creates an image in our heads without saying this is what the narrator looks like, this is what the scenery looks like? How does he do that? That's what I really want you guys to focus on, because we have a short essay coming up that will encompass these questions. And if you can answer these, you'll be good on the money. Now, I want you to continue on reading the Telltale Heart. And of course, the purpose of the close read determine how Edgar Allan Poe uses diction, detail, imagery, and figurative language to create tone and mood. So, like we were doing before with that annotation, continue to do that. Look for tone and mood. Highlight the stuff that you think is important. You can actually discuss with each other because you guys really work well with each other and figuring that stuff out. So please work with each other on this so that you can better understand this information. I do not mind you doing that. So I wanted to bring this up. We have our culminating activity for this Telltale Heart, and we are writing another essay, okay? So this one won't be as extraneous as American Identity. This one will be much shorter, and your rough draft will be due on December 7th by 11:59 p.m. to turnitin.com. Okay, just a rough draft. You're getting graded on completion, not on accuracy, just like we did last time. So your culminating activity will be to identify details that contribute to the dark and ominous mood. Consider word choice, imagery, and plot details, and how the reader is affected by the aesthetic impact of the overall story. Okay? So remember, whenever we have a prompt, you need to analyze that prompt. So take a moment, pause the tape if you need to, and ask yourself, what is this prompt asking me to do explicitly? What key things do I need to look for, and what do I need to do? Okay? So again, how does Edgar Allan Poe use word choice, imagery, and plot details to create a dark and ominous mood? So this will take you to after you finish annotating your the story. I want you to go to that graphic organizer, and here's what that graphic organizer looks like right here. Okay. So the graphic organizers are then separated into these three columns: word choice, imagery, and plot details. Remember, we're looking at how does Edgar Allan Poe uses these things to create a dark and ominous mood. Okay, so when you're completing your graphic organizer, and this is located in Google Classroom and in that folder that I shared with you, I want you to put details in each column that deals with the story. And we want to again construct that dark and ominous mood. So word choice, what is actually stated in the story that deals with that type of mood? Imagery, what type of images does the narrator talk about, or does Edgar Allan Poe make known for us in the creation of this story? An example would be the blue eye, right? It had a veil over it. So you'll put in this section, blue eye had a veil, and the narrator kept bringing this up. It's pretty simple, okay? And plot details. What actually occurred? What events occurred in the story that pushed the story forward? So one key thing that we kept talking about was how the narrator spent 7 nights creeping into the old man's room to look upon him as he slept. Okay? So after you read the story, fill this all out because this will help you with your essay. And it's very important that you do this. One, because it's a grade, yes. But two, so that you can have really something to work off of for your essay. Okay? So that will be your main task for today, to annotate the rest of the story, complete the graphic organizer, and there are also some questions, some summarizing questions that I want you to answer that will be located on Google Classroom and in that folder that I shared with you, that narrative writing folder. So if at any time you get stuck or lost, or the case may be, you can always email me, and I will actually be in during sale today. So I might get in at the very last minute of second period, or you can catch me during sale. All right. But if you have questions, please email me. I am always available for you. But I do expect you to complete your annotation of the story, this graphic organizer, and those questions that are located in Google Classroom and on that and in our folder. Okay. If you don't have a Chromebook and um, hard copies aren't available, but they should be, just copy the questions from somebody so that you can have it and you can make this chart on a separate sheet of paper. For those who have Chromebooks, please help our friends and our colleagues who don't. All right. Other than that, I think y'all are good. I trust that you guys to get your work done and that you guys will all be responsible and that we can rock and roll come Friday. Um, Also, last but not least, we have a quiz on Friday about tone and mood, so be prepared for that. Other than that, we good money. I will see you guys probably during sale. If not, I will see you on Friday. Have a great day until then. Peace.